Nebraska football has its new quarterback for real this time. UNLV transfer Anthony Colandrea is committed to the Huskers. One day after Kentucky flipped Notre Dame transfer Kenny Minchie, the Huskers quickly pivoting to Colandrea, a veteran field general with a proven track record. The reigning Mountain West Player of the Year led the Runnin' Rebels to 10 wins and the Frisco Bowl. The junior threw for over 3,400 yards and 23 touchdowns in his lone season in Vegas. Now, Colandrea also has serious wheels, rushing for 649 yards and finding the end zone 10 times. His dual threat ability will be a welcome sight at Memorial Stadium this fall. Well, new DC Rob Orich is bringing another defensive piece over from San Diego State. Safety Dwayne McDougal announcing his commitment to Nebraska tonight. The junior tallied 4 interceptions and 55 tackles last year. He joins linebacker Owen Chambliss, who committed to Nebraska just yesterday. The Huskers continuing to bolster the linebacker room and at O-line. Tree Babalade, a 330-pound tackle from South Carolina, and Will Hawthorne, who just finished a redshirt freshman season at Iowa State, joins fellow linebacker Dexter Foster, who comes over to Lincoln after 2 years at Oregon State. Well, the Supernovas are gearing up.